In this session, we will actually try to go and create an SQL Server database diagram. I have already launched the Visual Studio development environment, and I have already opened a project so that I can continue demonstrate how to go and create the SQL Server database diagram. By default, when you actually create an application and you open an application project, you will see the Solution Explorer on your top right hand side corner of the screen. Right now, take a look at the tabs beneath this Solution Explorer. There's this one little tab called Server Explorer. Now within this Server Explorer, if you have the database ready, it should be seen inside the Data Connections section. Now right now, notice that I'm expanding this webadb.mdf database file, and you will notice that there's this one folder called Database Diagram. Now we are going to create diagrams, and these diagrams are going to involve all the 4 tables that you see beneath the tables folder: the attendance, the event, the gender, and the prospect. Now, how are we supposed to go and create the database diagram? Super easy! How easy is it? Right click on the database diagram, add a new diagram. Oh, I feel like I'm actually selling some products here. So right now, I've already specified inside the add table dialog that I want all the 4 tables. So I'm going to click the add button, and you will notice that everything will pop up nice and easy. And all we need to do is just to go and arrange them properly. So right now, am I arranging them properly? Hey, where is the 4th table? I have the prospect table, I have the attendance table, I have the gender table, and oh, here you are, the event table. So you notice that they are all spread out, but you can actually zoom in, zoom out, by holding down your control key and then roll your mouse, right, and you can actually zoom in and zoom out. Just roll the boat. Okay, now let us continue. So all these 4 tables that you are actually looking at right now inside this diagram, they are actually having no relationship between one another. So is there any relationship between the prospect table and the gender table? Let us start from the easy one. There's no relationship at this point of time. So I want to go and create a relationship between them. What is the relationship? Now you notice that inside the prospect table, let me actually right click on the prospect table and let me actually show the table data. Right, inside the prospect table, there are many records. The first record is describing Linda, and you notice that this prospect gender record ID is actually having a value of 3. What is the meaning of this value of 3? Let us take a look at the second record. James is actually having a prospect gender record ID of 1. What is this meaning? Let us take a look at the third one, 3 again. Let us take a look at the 4th one, 2. Now 1, 2, 3. Where are these from? Let us take a look at the gender table. Let us take a look at the gender table. So I show table data, and you will notice that inside this gender table, and I hope I've already populated it. Yes, I have. Alright. Now notice that 1 is male, 2 is female, and 3 is undisclosed. Means we don't know. Means the user never mentioned. Okay. So in other words, what we can actually understand from the information provided from the gender table. Oh, I've been clicking everywhere. Let me see. This is the prospect table. 3 is undisclosed. 1 is male, and 2 is female. So Doris is female. So these 2 tables, the gender table and the prospect table, are working together, closely working together, so that they can fully describe a prospect record information. Right? They are working together. And what kind of field is helping these 2 tables to work together? The prospect gender record ID field, and let us take a look at the other one, the gender record ID field. Right, these 2 fields are helping these 2 tables to work together. So how are we supposed to go and describe them inside the database diagram? So how are we supposed to go and describe them? Let us take a look. So is it the meaning of the prospect gender record ID field dependent on the gender record ID field, or the other way around? It is the meaning of the prospect gender record ID field dependent on this gender record ID field, right? Right. This one is depending on this one. Definitely it is not this one depending on this one. Correct? So in other words, that will actually derive the motion that I'm going to create right now. I'm going to hold my mouse on this prospect gender record ID field, slowly drag it and aim properly. Aim properly at what? Aim properly at the gender record ID field, and I'm going to release my left mouse button. So after I've released, then it says that I'm actually creating a relationship from the relationship, and this is the relationship that I'm going to create. How come there are so many? Let me see. I'll just click OK all the way, and I'll just click OK all the way, and the relationship is nicely being created. You notice that? Right. So this is the relationship that I have successfully defined. Okay, so I will just normally spend a little time to go and make it more beautiful, but in order to go and save the record timing, let us continue. What is this attendance? Right, what is this attendance, and what is this event table for? Let us take a look at the event table. Right, let us take a look at the event table. So right now I'm right clicking on the event table, show table data, and you will notice that inside this event table I've created 3 records. The 3 records is event A having a event record ID of 1, event B having a event record ID of 2, event C having a event record ID of 3. Right, so 3 simple records. If you don't have it right now, you better make sure you have it before you continue. Okay, now, so what is the relationship between the event and the prospect? Right, the event and the prospect. For example, let me go back to the prospect table. Right, oh no, this is the diagram. Where's the prospect table? Okay, prospect table. Let me actually try to work on the prospect. Okay, so inside the prospect table, let's just say that I want to describe Linda. Linda has attended event A. I want to go and describe a piece of information that shows that Linda has attended event A. So which table is doing that crucial role to describe Linda has attended event A? We know that event A is inside the event table. We know that Linda is inside the prospect table, but which table is holding the responsibility to describe the relationship of who attended what? So this time let me actually focus on the attendance table. Show table data. Right, show table data. So right now I'm actually showing table data. You notice that 1 and this inside the prospect record ID 1. What is 1? Linda. What is event record ID? Event A. Right, because 1 is actually referencing the 1 inside the prospect table, and 1 is actually referencing the event A inside the event table. So this is the magic that is given by the attendance table. So let us actually just give ourselves another mind exercise. Okay, let us test our brain a bit, see whether it is working. Right, so let us take a look at the record having the attendance record ID of 7. Okay, now this record is actually showing 10 inside the prospect record ID and showing 3 inside the event record ID. So what does this mean? It means that, let us actually take a look at the prospect. What is 10? 10 is rain, not the Korean pop star Rain. Okay, so rain is 10. Okay, and let us go back to the attendance. And what is 3? 3 is let me actually slowly go to the event. 3 is event C. So it means that this record is describing Rain has attended event C. Okay, so this is the crucial role that is provided by this attendance table. It is a many-to-many relationship table. So how are we supposed to go and describe this one inside the database diagram? Let us go back to the database diagram. Where are you? Where are you? Here. Okay, database diagram. So in other words, the meaning of the prospect record ID in the attendance table is actually dependent on the value held inside the prospect record ID field of the prospect table. So right now my mouse is aiming at this field and I'm going to release it, and once release it, there will be a sequence of pop-up message dialog, and what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to OK all the way. OK. Oops. Let me continue. So let us continue with the event record ID. We know that this event record ID inside the attendance table is holding a crucial role to describe which event that the prospect has already attended. So right now I'm actually going to click it. Hold it down. To save my misery, I'm going to quickly aim at the event record ID inside the event, and I'm going to release it. And again, these two dialog comes in my way, and I'm going to OK all the way. Okay, so okay, filter away the gargling part. So I have already finished describing the relationship between all the 4 tables involved in this webadb .mdf database file, and I must make sure that I click the save and I'm going to provide a meaningful name called webadb diagram. Okay, then I'm going to click OK, and it will say that the relationships are going to affect all these 4 tables. Do I want to go and continue? And I will say yes. And the end. Yes, this is the end. We have successfully created the database diagram. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Hasta la vista. Sayonara. Bye bye.